morning. I am Dr.S.Sountharapriya, Assistant Professor of Commerce, SFR College for Women, Sivakasi. Today we discussed about advertising and personal selling. Now we discussed only the difference between advertising and personal selling. The learning objectives: to explain the concept of advertising and personal selling and the objectives of advertising and personal selling and the difference between advertising and personal selling. First, we had discussed about meaning of advertising. Advertising is meant to pass on information to the prospective customer. That is, the advertising helps to provide information about the products to the customers, and it is a non-personal communication of sales message. That is, they are not indirect communications. It is not a direct communications. By using TV, newspaper advertising, radio advertising, etc., the producers or manufacturers convey information to their prospective consumer. Next, the definition of advertising. According to American Marketing Association, advertising means any paid form of non-personal presentations and promotion of ideas, goods or services by an identified sponsor. That is, it is a paid form. For advertising, the manufacturers, they have to spend amount, and it is a non-personal presentation. That is, it is not a direct contact, it is a indirect contact only, through which the product information, that is the ideas about the goods and services, are transferred to the prospective customers. Next, personal selling means promoting the sales through salesmanship. That is, they have to convey the product information by using the salesman. Salesman means it is personal selling. It is a personal communication of sales message. That is, the salesman directly meet their prospective customers and then they have to convey the information about the product. Next, objectives of advertising. The main objectives of information are three: to inform, to persuade and to remind. That is, to inform about the product. That is, what are the advantages, disadvantages and how to use the product, etc. That is, inform to the prospective customers through advertising. And the advertising, the main aim is to persuade the customers to purchase their product, and the main duty is to remind. Suppose the advertisement is the customers are see that at that time only they have to know, afterwards they forgot. So the advertisements always given reminders to their prospective customers to purchase their product. Then personal selling meaning. Personal selling means promoting the sales through salesmanship, we already discussed, and it is a personal communications to the sales message. The personal selling, the salesman must follow IDA's formula. What do you mean by IDA's? A for attention, I for interest, D for desire, and A for actions, and S for satisfactions. That is, a good salesman must attract the attentions of the customers and create interest to the customers to purchase the product. That interest will become a desire, and then actions, that is, the customers must purchase the product. After purchasing the product, the consumers must satisfy the product, and then the consumers will change into customers. So that is known as IDA's formula. Then definitions of personal selling. Personal selling is a marketing technique that involves direct face-to-face interactions with the potential customers. So they have to directly meet with the customers. So they have to maintain the face-to-face interactions between the salesman and customers. So the salesmen are immediately know the feedback of the customers, whether the consumers are like the products or not. So by their attitude and behavior, they easily identify the reactions of the customers. Next, objectives of personal selling. The main objectives of personal selling is to attract the prospective customers, that is, the persons who purchase our product. So they easily attract the customers, and educating the prospective customers about their product and creating the desire to purchase, and lastly they have to purchase my product. Then this is main. We have to know the difference between advertising and personal selling. First difference is meaning. The advertising means the promoting the sale of the product through ad. That is, by way of ad, they have to pass in the message about the products to their prospective customers. But personal selling means they have to promoting the sales through salesmanship. That is, through the salesman, they have to convey the product information to their prospective customers. Second difference is mass or individual. That is, it is normally meant for mass audience. For example, if you give advertisements in TV, it will reach a mass audience, but personal selling, it is normally done on individual basis. That is, it is a direct communications between the consumers and salesmen. So, salesmen at the time meet only one customers. Third difference is cost factors. It is very cheap on per person basis. For example, in advertisements they have to spend 1 crore rupees, but it will reach more than 1 crore of audience. So, for comparing per person basis, the advertising is cheap, but personal selling, it is expensive on per person basis. That is, they directly meet one customers for which they have to spend more on traveling expenses, etc. So, it is so expensive compared to advertising. Then suitability, advertising is suitable for a big organization because they are ready to spend more amount for advertising, but personal selling, it is suitable for small firms because they have to spend a limited amount for advertising. Then area covered, one ad can be reached local, regional, national and even international level. The advertisement is suited, but in personal selling, one salesman cannot reach of present different places at the same time. So, it is suited only local level. Next difference is timing. The advertising can be introduced even before the product entry into the market. That is, before entry into the market, we have to create awareness about the product using advertising, but personal selling, that is normally personal selling take place only after the product launch in the market. That is, after introducing the product only, the salesman, they have to show the product and how to give demonstrations about the product, etc. Then only they have to create awareness about the product. Then next one is feedback. It is very difficult to obtain immediate feedback from the audience in advertising because it is a indirect communications, but personal selling we get immediate feedback because it is a direct communications between the salesman and the consumer. So, the salesman easily identify the behavior and attitude, so they have to get immediate feedback. Then next difference is product demonstrations. Demonstrations is not possible in advertising except TV, but demonstrations is possible in personal selling. On the spot clarifications is not possible in advertising because indirect communications, but on the spot clarifications is possible in personal selling because of direct communications. On the spot sales is also possible, is not possible in advertising, but personal selling is possible because on the spot the salesman and customers are meet. So, if the customers are satisfied about the product features, means they are ready to purchase the product immediately. So, these are the difference between advertising and personal selling. Next conclusions, advertising is good than that of personal selling, but personal selling is suitable for small organization due to cheap and convenience. Thank you. Let us see in the next video. Thank you once again.